I got caught basically entrapping some people, which is what they went to people who excuse me, I'm not done.
You want the government to ban gender-affirming care for kids?
You want to lose every election? Just keep coming down on the side of parents coming in second in a who gets to decide what goes on with my kid contest.
I'm not. That's good. That's it. You're just leaving?
Go. Yeah.
All right, here we go. Things just got seriously intense. Bill Maher, never one to shy away from controversy, is back in the spotlight with another bold stance. This time, it happened on the Pod Save America podcast, and trust me, sparks flew. What started as a discussion quickly turned into a fiery clash when Maher challenged the host on whether the government should have any say in kids' gender identity decisions. This one's going to get people talking for all the right and wrong reasons.
My card that says trans. Let's talk about it. The position, look, other countries have national health services. The Democratic position is leave it up to parents, doctors. Just leave. It's not the government's decision. That's the Democratic position. What's wrong with that position?
Wait, say that again?
The Democratic position, right? Joe Biden.
The Democratic position in this state has been that the school has the right to hide it from the parents. That is something that is not going to go well with the average voter. And again, I'm not even a parent, and I get it. Mm-hmm. Okay? I think the governor here used the word snitch. Now, if I'm wrong, I didn't say it.
So
I think I read that.
So there are delicate problems here. But wait, there's delicate problems here, and there's a delicate problem where you have a kid, all right, who is either non-binary or trans, who feels scared at home, feels unsafe at home. Those things do happen in the world. There are things that happen in the world. But for the most part, that's not what we're talking about. For the most part, what we're talking about is a teenager who has felt that they have a gender dysmorphia. So what they feel like is that they feel deeply unhappy, depression, all really rampant.
Yes,
and they go to their parents.
They feel that, and then they blame it on the thing that has been put in their mind way too much, that it may be because of you're in the wrong body, to put it probably wrongly, but sure, that we understand what that means. Okay.
Picture this. Two voices locked in a heated debate over where parental rights end and government control begins. In a moment that captures his growing irritation, Maher actually stands up and walks out of the podcast, turning disagreement into drama.
Now, it could be that case. When Trump said there's only two sexes, again, pendulum swinging way too far to stupidity, okay? Obviously, sex is more complicated than just two sexes. Mm-hmm. There are people who absolutely are quote unquote in the wrong body. But when you're a kid, when even a teenager, and you're that confused about everything and you have no idea and you're upset for many other reasons, the idea that they put it, let me just finish.
I'm not saying it.
I know, I can see you are ready. I can see you pulling back the bow. And the fact that they put this in their head too much, that's my thing. Should you tell a kid, look, there's a default setting for humans, male and female, but there are variations. That's absolutely true. Some people are attracted to people of their own sex, and some people are actually in the quote-unquote wrong body, and that does happen. But the amount that they emphasize this, I compared it once on my show to entrapment.
So
see, there you go.
I disagree. I'm sorry. Is that not the end? Is it? I thought entrapment had a period at the end.
Could I explain it?
Yes, explain. I think we all get it, but yeah, explain it. Entrapment.
I don't think everybody does get it.
Okay, explain it.
Okay. Well, what is entrapment? Entrapment is when you suggest something to people that they weren't ordinarily going to do. I used the example of after 9/11. The FBI got caught basically entrapping some people, which is what they went to people who excuse me, I'm not done.
Shut your bitch ass up!
Right, I'm sorry. You're right. Honestly, that was rude. That was rude. That was rude. Bill, finish. You're explaining how being trans is like being recruited into Al-Qaeda.
Well, that's glib and
absolutely 100% glib. Stupid and glib.
It is.
Yes.
Because it's not true.
Right.
And you didn't even let me get through the
You're right.
And now I got to...
Seriously? It's intense.
If this kind of fiery debate gets you thinking, hit that subscribe button. It keeps us going and brings more sharp content your way. Seriously, you won't want to miss what's next. The heat kicks in, things get intense fast once Bill Maher jumps into the discussion. Two strong opinions go head-to-head over a deeply personal issue. Should the government be involved in decisions about a child's gender identity, or should that call be left fully to parent Maher's stand on parenting, never one to shy away from tough topics? Bill Maher makes his view clear. He believes these choices should stay with the parents, not be handed off to government systems.
All right, let's just
I
do,
said
there's
my
a
piece.
lot. You definitely said your piece.
Just say your bullshit while I'm in the bathroom.
Just stay for 1 second.
Okay, I'm kidding.
Unbelievable.
I'm kidding.
I know. Okay, a lot of things there. First of all, this is going to sound confrontational. For a long time, people said, older gay people are recruiting kids to be gay. And they wouldn't really be gay. It was they were being recruited, they were being groomed, that they were being drawn. That was their conservative position. The Christian right position for a long time was the reason you didn't want to have gay teachers is they're going to recruit. That the gay lifestyle is going to look so enticing and so exciting that it's going to bring these poor defenseless boys, they mostly boys, into the gay lifestyle and destroy their lives. But of course that wasn't true. Really, all gay teachers were an example.
Right.
Yeah. Look, there are a few examples of people getting older and realizing that they shouldn't have transitioned. That happens. It's real. That's real.
Yeah, more than a few.
But there are also really important surgeries that people get for their heart, and they go wrong, and somebody dies. And nobody says we must stop the cardiologists. No one says we must stop the surgeons. We say,
That's your analogy?
Well, my analogy is only that. Wait, let me finish.
I'm just.
Can I finish?
Yes.
Is it my turn to talk?
No. You're right.
And what you say is, let's make sure that this version of it is being practiced well. We don't get rid of the specific surgery. We don't throw out a whole field of medicine. We say, let's make sure we're doing it in a way that's healthy. The science, the research, all right, makes clear that yes, there are exceptions. Yes, there are people practicing it in ways that maybe go too far. But for the most part, study after study shows that gender-affirming care saves. I'm talking. It's my turn. I was so quiet for so long after I interrupted a few times.
But okay.
But once I stopped talking, boy, I was good at it.
Think about it when it comes to something this personal. Shouldn't the people who know the child best be making the calls? That's exactly what Bill Maher pushed for. He made it clear, parents need to be at the center of these life-changing decisions. And he's definitely not alone. A lot of folks agree that giving parents that responsibility is crucial. But then, Bill dropped a bombshell. He brought up how, in some places, schools might actually be allowed to keep a child's gender identity journey secret from their parents. And for Maher, that's crossing a serious line.
And that gender-affirming care saves a lot of lives. And the truth is, we talk about these edge cases, talk about athletes, talk about locker rooms, but for the most part, what we're talking about is a very small group of people that just want the opportunity to live and express themselves. And there is a war on that group of people from the right to make salient extreme cases, edge cases, not for the purposes of stopping those, but for doing what the Trump administration is doing entirely, which is stopping all gender-affirming care altogether and making trans people fucking nervous when they have to pee at the airport, right? Which is the end result of all this.
Of course, that's awful, and I agree with all that, except the part about the studies. There was a very big story this year. It was in the front page of the New York Times. Mm-hmm. A woman, I forget her name, and she had done, it was a 10-year study, did not release it on purpose because she said it would weaponize the argument from the other side. So in other words, it came out not the way you wanted the study to come out.
Yeah.
Not what you said, that it's, all the studies show that. No, it is a mixed bag. That's true.
Okay.
Some people, yes, it's the right thing. But to take that risk at that age before you know shit about anything, yes, sometimes it's pretty obvious that this should. It's a very hard call to make. And again, this was a very long study, very thorough, and they wouldn't release it because it came out with the wrong conclusion.
The reason because it is a hard question. Because it is a serious question.
Right.
It is a personal question. I don't want Donald Trump deciding. I want parents and doctors.
Well, you just said parents can get shut out.
Well, I don't think parents should get shut out. There are rare exceptions to that. Look, we all believe that parents should have the decisions over their children, but we also recognize that some parents do such a bad fucking job that the kids are in danger. That happens outside of trans issues. That happens.
It's hard to believe that any school would keep something this important from parents. Hosts, controversial take, and here's where things really take a turn. The Pod Save America host brings up a bold idea that maybe the government should step in. especially when a child might not feel safe at home. It's a hot-button stance, but it's these exact kinds of moments that spark real emotion and fuel debate. The host argues that some kids face rejection in their own homes, and in those rare cases, schools might be the only safe space. That, they say, justifies some government action. Maher pushes back. Bill Maher isn't sold. Not even close. He sees this as a rare situation, not a reason to expand state power. His frustration is obvious. He compares it to mental planting. Like government overreach seeding ideas into young minds that might not have formed naturally. Tension, rising, and this is where things really start to heat up. You can feel the pressure in the room, and it's just getting started.
Some parents are fucking terrible. Somehow the fact that there are terrible parents in the world gets erased on these questions. Do I think that schools should, as a baseline, be keeping a secret from parents? Of fucking course not. No one thinks that.
Well,
no one thinks that.
Apparently that's not true. People do think that. And there is no perfect answer to this. It's as many nutty questions, the least bad answer.
And the least bad answer is to not let the government decide from above. It's just to leave it up to people and parents and the kids and the doctors. Right? You want the government to ban gender-affirming care for kids?
You want to lose every election? Just keep coming down on the side of parents coming in second in a who gets to decide what goes on with my kid contest.
First of all, I'm not talking about winning or losing election. I agree with all that, but I'm just talking about the issue itself. What did that card say?
Can I take this one home as a
sure,
as a souvenir? I'm going to put it in my scrapbook.
Let me see if I hit all my points that I wanted to make about this.
Boy, like they don't even see. Couldn't they have started? It says. I guess this week it's Tough Hands, Political Content, and Bill Maher. Bill, couldn't they have started this on the next card? Don't you think that word Bill should have been started on the next card?
No.
I'm not trying to get anybody in trouble.
Let's you gotta go. That's it. That's it. You're just leaving?
Yeah.
Bill tries to hold the line. Bill tries to make his point by comparing the situation to the post-9/11's climate, where fear led people down mental paths they wouldn't have otherwise taken. The analogy didn't land well. The host cuts him off mid-sentence, and the exchange turned sharp fast. You know those debates where no one's backing down? This was one of them. Things take a wild turn when Maher is accused of equating being transgender with being recruited by Tara San Idea. He immediately denies. Debate hits a boiling point. The tension in the room spikes. Bill, clearly irritated by the interruption, pushes back hard. It's no longer just a discussion. It's a showdown over what support and care for transgender youth actually means. The host insists, gender-affirming care saves lives and gives kids the acceptance they may not find at home. But Maher fires back with data, pointing to a study he claims was buried because it didn't fit the mainstream narrative. It's the kind of moment that flips the room upside down. A pause for perspective. Maher plants his flag here. Maybe we need to hit the brakes. He argues that transition regrets and long-term distress among some youth raise serious questions. Are we moving too fast? Should we let kids grow before making irreversible choices? The host disagrees, comparing gender-affirming care to any major medical treatment. It's not perfect, but essential for those who truly need it. A debate bigger than the room. This isn't just two people arguing. The entire audience watching, listening brings their own experience, values, and judgments to the table. The conversation swings back to the biggest question: who should get the final say over a child's body and future? The walk-off acts when it all hits a wall. Bill Maher makes one last appeal for parental rights, then decides he's had enough. He walks off. The host, left holding the mic, admits there are no easy answers, only difficult decisions in a very gray area. One thing is clear: this issue isn't going away. Audience, Caluzzo, what's your take? Should parents always have the final say, or is there room for the government to step in when the stakes are high? Drop your thoughts in the comments. This conversation is just getting started.